Thank you everyone for attending today, our Salesforce Days Tech Talk on StoreConnect and eCommerce 3.0. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day to attend this and learn all about StoreConnect. I'm Virginia Gordon, the Alliance and Growth Manager for StoreConnect. On today's agenda, we're going to be covering what is eCommerce 3.0. We're going to cover the StoreConnect solution and architecture. We're going to show you some client example sites. And of course, we're going to show you a live demo. And we're also going to cover our quick start guide so you can learn how to implement StoreConnect in this afternoon. How to get certified in StoreConnect, and we're also going to share how to stay in touch with us. We have a jam-packed session for you, so we will move through our agenda fairly rapidly. Now, if you have any questions, make sure to use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom webinar window. If you put it in the chat, we don't always see it immediately, but put that in a Q&A session, the window, and we'll either answer that immediately or we'll answer that at the end as we come towards the end of the talk. We're definitely interested in your questions and feedback, so ask away. And after the session today, all attendees will be provided with a link to the recording and also a copy of the presentation. I would now like to introduce Mikel Lindsaar, CEO and founder of StoreConnect, to kick off the session. Hello, Mikel.
G'day, everyone. I'm here from Sydney, Australia. It's, as I mentioned, nice and early, but I'm really glad you've all taken the time to get on this call and have a look at StoreConnect. And I'm sure you've got a whole wide range of backgrounds and experiences. So I'll try and be clear in what we're trying to present here. StoreConnect's a pretty interesting product. As Virginia mentioned, we are very much interested in your feedback and your responses. So please do type in the Q&A as we go. And as I've done a couple of these sessions already, I tend to just answer them live as we go. Otherwise, if we get to the end and we have missed anything, you can always contact us. So as Virginia mentioned, we're going to start off with a brief introduction to what is eCommerce 3.0. And this is a really important concept to get your head around with regards to StoreConnect and the future of e-commerce and websites and how that relates to Salesforce. So existing e-commerce solutions are bursting at the seams. They're a mix of technologies, and what's needed is a bit of a paradigm shift in how we approach this problem and how we spend the time of our clients and customers and ourselves. But let's do a little bit of a history of what e-commerce went through on these evolutions. E-commerce 1 were really the foundations. It was people working out how to get on the internet, how to use the internet for e-commerce. And actually the first e-commerce website that I could find anyway, when I did this research, was the Boston Computer Society. They did a computer swap solution. And then on this page also, you can see the websites for Amazon and Bookstacks Unlimited. Now, interesting datum that I found was Bookstacks Unlimited started selling books online 2.5 years before Amazon did. So if you ever wanted proof that you didn't have to be number one or first to be the biggest, I think that's about the most accurate case in point that you could come up with. So the key datum though in eCommerce 1 was people just getting online and proving that it could be done and starting to normalize this idea that you could buy things online. It was a completely revolutionary concept back in the 80s. In fact, I remember doing e-commerce in the 80s and mailing in checks to buy my things, even though I purchased it online. E-commerce 2 is everything that happened since then, really. So we're looking at the 90s and late 90s all the way up to now. And what e-commerce 2 is all about is everyone being able to get online and build their online store and get active. The problem with what has happened with e-commerce 2 is this massive proliferation of tooling that you can use in order to get that solution done. So you might launch your Shopify store and then also have a WordPress website for your main CMS. And then you've also got Zendesk and HubSpot and MailChimp and all of these solutions trying to vie with each other to communicate and get the information about a customer. Now, some people will then add Salesforce into that mix and try and make that the source of truth. But then they've got integration problems with Shopify and all these other platforms that are all trying to be their own sources of truth. And it just creates this complex web of APIs and communication. eCommerce 3 has got two broad major ideas. The first one is that you want to try and bring all of those into one system if you can, so that you've got one single source of truth on one platform that you can just go in and view. And secondly, that you should own your own data. So marketing campaign data that's attributed to order content and things like this should be in your system so you can view it and not be dependent on organizations like Google and Facebook to tell you how well the ads you're paying them to list are performing. So these two concepts of that single location to do all your work and having all of that content end up in your one platform is a really key aspect of eCommerce 3. And there are solutions for eCommerce 3 out there right now. I mean, Salesforce B2C commerce and that sort of thing already does this, right? But they're very much targeted towards the upper end of town, large enterprise installations. And what we wanted to do with StoreConnect was to bring that down to the small to medium business player and provide them with that ability to use eCommerce 3.0 and compete with the Goliaths of the industry. So StoreConnect was created with this idea of time well spent. We really got that time is money. And the number one thing that small and medium businesses don't have is time. They don't have, a team of 10, 15 people to throw at their e-commerce solution. They don't have a massive call center to handle the incoming calls. They might have themselves and one or two other people that they can put on doing e-commerce, or even just themselves in some cases. So we really wanted to treat that time valuably and really look after our client, who's the business owner, so that they can look after their clients, their customers. And in business, time is money. So if that is true, then what is wasted time? It's just wasted money. So StoreConnect is now focusing on the time it takes for people to do their e-commerce solution. StoreConnect is built completely on top of Salesforce, and it's a complete replacement for Shopify, WordPress, all of that. When you install StoreConnect, you can turn off all of your other web tooling effectively for your company. You might still maintain an Experience Cloud or something like that for logged in authenticated access to your Salesforce org for your clients, but you don't have to. I mean, that's an optional add-on. StoreConnect lives on its own and can run your website, your e-commerce solution, and provide a portal for your customers to see all their past orders and that sort of thing. Because we're built on top of the world's #1 CRM, you can get access to all those existing features that you get within Salesforce. If you want to do any sort of automated updates or triggers or workflows on the data that's coming from your e-commerce site, you can. If you want to create reports around that, you can. But what this really means is we're providing a full eCommerce 3.0 system to small to medium business, and we're giving that business owner a single source of truth. And really, it comes down to time well spent. We want them to only have to update things once, not 5 times. Once in Shopify, once in WordPress, once in Zendesk, once in the stock management system. Just do it once on the platform and it updates everywhere. Really, what we're after is more of this and less of that. More chatting with friends, less trying to figure out which system you didn't update to get the data that the client needs. More of having a nice morning breakfast with your mates and less trying to figure out why your API connection went down at 2 a.m. This is what StoreConnect's all about. And now that I've given you a sort of a background, let's get into what StoreConnect actually is. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions, throw them in the Q&A and we'll answer them as we go. So StoreConnect is a completely integrated platform that sits on top of Salesforce and is installed via the App Exchange. It provides commerce, obviously, content management, so you can run your entire website out of StoreConnect. You don't have to launch anything else. A point of sale system coming in a few short months for the retail sector. We support multiple storefronts, so you can have multiple brands, multiple currencies, all of that. Shipping and inventory, subscription management, so being able to rebill credit card transactions, memberships, recurring donations, recurring product purchases. Appointments and bookings. We have a full booking system built into the platform, and also multiple currency support. All of that is installed when you install StoreConnect. When we talk about small to medium business, there was a question there from Ahmed. We're talking about companies that are not enterprise or large medium. They're very well served by the B2C B2B2C range Salesforce solutions. What we're talking about is anywhere up to a few $1 million a month of sales, but a lot of our customers might have $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 in sales a month. Like, we can go all the way down to that level. The minimum StoreConnect install would cost you $500, including all the Salesforce licenses you need to do it. So that really gives you a concept of where we can start. We can start at small business, like really small business, and we can scale all the way up to millions of dollars a month. So all of these features are included within StoreConnect, and I'll show some of them as we go through the platform and the live demo. But to give you some examples, our StoreConnect website itself is completely running on StoreConnect. So if we go to getstoreconnect.com, this website is StoreConnect, selling StoreConnect on StoreConnect with StoreConnect. Everything on this website is in my Salesforce org. And if I wanted to change anything on here, even down to what articles and what this information is here, I could highlight this text, search for it in Salesforce, and bam, I have it. So it really is a complete website e-commerce content management solution. On the multiple storefronts point, we have a customer signed up who has 73 e-commerce stores in 4 countries. Now, you'd think they're not really a small business, but each of those stores is very low volume. Relatively, they're an import-export business. So what they need to do is they have all these brands that they sell on a B2B process, but they need to advertise these brands in every country and have their own e-commerce presence so that clients can buy direct from the brand if they want. But mostly what they do is they sell via large retail chains and have non-online purchases happening where sales reps are selling their product. But for every product that they launch, they need to create it in 8 stores. So one brand website in every country, and then also in the B2B website of every country. So the amount of overhead that they have to produce that is mind-blowing. We're replacing all 73 e-commerce stores. And by that, I really mean, 30 Shopify stores, 20 WooCommerce stores, 10 BigCommerce stores. I mean, they've got literally one of everything. And replacing all of that with 4 or 5 Salesforce licenses and 1 StoreConnect license. So it gives you an idea of how much efficiency can be gotten with StoreConnect. With our subscription model, we have clients who are doing recurring donations, recurring billing, recurring orders, all in the platform. Our appointments and bookings allow our customers to book in appointments, book in events, buy tickets to an event, and obviously multi-currency support. There was another question here. I'll get into the, make sure you're using the Q&A function if possible, because otherwise the chat's going to go off the top of the screen and we won't be able to track it fast enough. So there was a question about, can I use this for nonprofit where we sell some professional services with integrated POS for sales? Yes, that is absolutely the plan with StoreConnect. We have some nonprofits that do, for example, child sponsorships with recurring donations, but then they also want to sell one-off gifts and one-off products, support the organization, maybe a cap or a t-shirt or something that I support that organization. It's Vision Trust, by the way, but you can do that sort of thing. Good. So yes, if we don't answer your question, if you put in the chat, make sure you put in the Q&A function and then I'll make sure we get to it. So this is how the StoreConnect architecture hangs together. You have StoreConnect with our managed hosting environment, which runs on Heroku, which means it's super fast, super snappy, and very performant. That is all connected in with Salesforce with our managed package. And this provides you with a very scalable and powerful platform. So for example, one of our customers normally does about 3,000 orders per month, which is about an order every 15 minutes during business hours. And then on the 2nd of January, they put a product online, which was in very high demand. And they went from doing 3,000 orders a month, which is 1 every 15 minutes, to 36,000 orders in about a day and a bit, which is an order every 6 to 8 seconds. And our platform just scaled up, handled the load, and scaled back down on the other side. They obviously had a lot of work in the back office to go and fulfill 36,000 orders. But the important thing was the website didn't crash, every order was captured, and it flowed through the system. So that just gives you an idea of why we've done our architecture the way we've done it. But it means that StoreConnect's very stable, very scalable. And if Salesforce goes down for a little bit, it's fine. StoreConnect keeps running quite happily. So some of you might remember that outage last year for most of Friday or Thursday afternoon, depending where you were. All of our customers stayed running during that time. Good, we've got some nice questions coming in here. How do you customize where the platform doesn't have a required feature functionality needs to be modified or extended? Talk to us on that. There's quite a few ways we can do that sort of customization. Some of it, if it's just HTML, CSS, or design-based, or putting some objects in, we handle via doing customizations at the HTML level, and you can inject your own JavaScript and CSS and all that sort of stuff. How easy is it to transition from Shopify? Most of our customers actually have transitioned from Shopify, so it's not incredibly hard. Really, what you just need to do is get all that data into Salesforce. And this is the key thing, right? You don't actually transition to StoreConnect, you transition to Salesforce. So any of the tooling that you already use in Salesforce works with StoreConnect. Has this been used for learning, like a learning platform? Yeah, so one of our clients actually built a StoreConnect store to sell the courses, and then they built a Salesforce integration to import those clients into an LMS, so that those clients can then purchase their courses within StoreConnect, have all that data in Salesforce, and then the clients go and do their training online. Another question, please talk a bit in regards to migration from StoreConnect. I did just do that. So yeah, you need to move it, you move it into Salesforce. So you would download a CSV or do a data export from Shopify and then create your products, price book entries, all of that sort of thing. StoreConnect uses all the standard price book entry and standard objects. So let's get into some of the features. And here we go. So first off, flexible multiple storefronts. We can do a lot of storefronts on the one StoreConnect platform, as I mentioned. We can do geolocation redirects, and all those storefronts can launch from one store. And I'll actually show you a really good example of that in a minute. We have an integrated booking system, as I mentioned, as well as an integrated subscription system. So all of your bookings, sales, all of that sort of stuff comes straight into Salesforce. Because we're built on Salesforce and all that data lands in Salesforce, we have a full reporting capability. We can do marketing attribution reporting. So say someone clicks on a newsletter on a UTM code, and then they click on a Google ad, and then they click on a Facebook ad, and then they click on another newsletter of yours, and then they purchase, your order will show all 4 of those clicks all the way through. Now, in that case, understand that Google and Facebook are going to be telling you that they won you that business and that they're the source of that sale, which has some truth to it, but they can't see the full evolution. And with the order, with all of that content attribution, with all that marketing attribution landing on the order object, you can see exactly which marketing campaigns are earning you the most money. We have powerful reporting, obviously by Salesforce. All of that data is in there and can be used, and I'll show a demo of that. Got another couple of questions here. Let me have a look. Charity, so there was a question around what sort of expense you're looking at to build a solution for charity nonprofit. Licensing fees involved monthly, annually, including Salesforce fees. So I can show that as we go through the slide deck. I actually have a slide on that. So I'll answer that live in a little bit. And can you share the name of a client who uses StoreConnect to sell courses? Yeah, of course. So, I mean, I can even show you the website. If I go, where are we? Oops. I think I just did something. 1 second. Okay. So services, Surf Lifesaving, they have a training platform here. This whole website that we're looking at is StoreConnect. We can go into one of their courses here and we can select the dates of the course that's happening, and we can go and select our location. These stocks are all live updated. And then they have an integration from their Salesforce that goes to a learning management platform that books that client in. But all of this is built directly out of Salesforce and StoreConnect. So back to our webinar, features and promotions. So we've got store promotions. You can do promotions at checkout. We can do discounts based on different sets of criteria, whether or not, you know, it's per store or per product, per client. You can give a specific user a discount. We enable you to do all of your customer communications. So we work with digital engagement licenses that you can get for both Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. We can do flexible customizational transactional emails that get sent at different stages of the order process. And all of that is managed within Salesforce. So you can edit that, create that, and modify that as you will within Salesforce. You could do SMS conversations via companies and app exchange partners like Pendula. You can do web to lead and web to case forms embedded in your StoreConnect site that inject data into your Salesforce org. We also support shipping and inventory and fulfillment. So we have a basic inventory system that allows you to run your business stocks straight out of Salesforce with basic inventory location management. We have dynamic shipping information that can go out to customers, again, triggered all by Salesforce. With our inventory management, we have stock location support. And if you wanted to build out more complex stock locations, you could plug that in with organizations like Rootstock ERP, which is another Salesforce product, Salesforce ISV that installs on top of Salesforce, giving you a full inventory management control. Or you can plug in your own ERP system and like this and hook into the StoreConnect objects, which are just available as standard Salesforce objects within the platform. I'm just pausing to read some of these at the same time. How long does it take in terms of weeks, months, typically to, well, you could get a StoreConnect store set up in an afternoon, and we'll actually show you how to do that. But truly, to migrate a full website, I think our record is about 6 weeks to build a fairly moderate website. It can take a couple of months. It really comes down to how involved the clients are in getting that data. The store itself can be set up very, very quickly. So with our accounts and payments, we have our accounting system integrations, a flexible payment and delivery, and multi-currency support. All of that can hook in. And again, we're hooking into those integrations via a Salesforce integration. So you only have to do it once. And once you've done it, it then works for your Salesforce org and your StoreConnect org. You can build your whole website and CMS in StoreConnect and run your entire website out of it. And all of our companies that use StoreConnect do. It's fully optimized for search engines. You can add your content blocks, JavaScripts, links to external websites. And we can even have different themes on different stores running on the same StoreConnect organization within Salesforce. And I'll show you how that works as well. Another interesting thing about StoreConnect is we're the only product that works with CPQ product features and bundles, product features and options. And I'll show that in the live demo. We enable a lot of marketing. So we track marketing in Salesforce marketing campaigns. We allow you to hook in when a customer signs up. They might sign up to a newsletter. That puts them straight into a Salesforce campaign as a campaign member, allowing you to insert any JavaScript or tracking that you need within the website. We're also fully GDPR compliant and allow you to set up those tracking codes directly from within Salesforce so that you're not having to install external GDPR compliance programs and tooling. Finally, we generate Google merchant feeds, catalogs, we link in with Google product reviews, and all of that is out of the box. Our point of sale system's coming in a few months. It's nearing completion, and it's going to be a retail point of sale system. It'll be a free add-on for all StoreConnect customers, and it will run directly out of a web browser on a tablet or an iPad or a POS terminal. So that will then mean every POS sale that happens in a storefront will end up directly within Salesforce without you having to do any other magic or any other integration. Some of our existing integrations that already exist, we work with Pendula, who's a SMS conversation organization, Rootstock, which do ERP, and Bring, which is a shipping platform. All of these are 100% Salesforce native solutions. So it means that you're keeping all of that data within Salesforce. We also allow you to use a wide range of payment providers. These are just a sample of them, and we're adding more every day. In terms of requirements, what you need to install StoreConnect, you need a minimum of 1 Sales Cloud Enterprise license. Obviously, Sales Cloud Ultimate or Sales and Service will also work. You need a StoreConnect administrator, so someone who's completed some of our free training, or a partner is highly recommended, one of our 35 StoreConnect partners who have signed up. And if you do work for a Salesforce consulting partner and are interested in becoming a partner with us to sell and install StoreConnect, let us know. As a company, StoreConnect don't do any installation or configuration or setup. So we do all of that via our partner network. No other license or software is required for the base install. So you don't need communities, Experience Cloud, digital engagement. You can optionally add those, but they're not required for a fully functioning website. In fact, most of our clients only have Sales Cloud Enterprise licenses, and then they start adding additional licenses as they grow. And StoreConnect plans start from $299 USD per month, paid annually. So that shows you where that minimum level is. So the minimum level would be 1 or 2 Sales Cloud licenses plus StoreConnect. Now, if you're a charity and you can get the 10 free Salesforce licenses, you also get 10% off that bottom fee. So your minimum cost would be about $270 a month to get started. So let me show you a couple of technical stories here. These are some of our clients that are on StoreConnect, and then I'm going to quickly show you the website as well. So we had a little failure there on the design, but this is Sharp Australia. I'm just going to refresh that page. One second. There we go. All right. So this is Sharp Australia. They have their entire website on StoreConnect. And to show that website, here it is here. So this is the entire Sharp Australia website. And everything on this website is running on StoreConnect. All these searchable product categories, being able to filter down by different types of printers, and then being able to view these printers and see their full product catalog information. All this information is built, stored, and saved within Salesforce. So you can see we're reusing content blocks here across both printers, and that whole site runs directly and in Salesforce. We actually replaced a whole bunch of internal servers with this. They have a fully custom theme. They can do their news and announcements straight from Salesforce, and everything's just managed online. Playbill are the customer that we won the International Partner Innovation Award of the Year for 2021. So as for the ISV retail sector, we're very proud of that given our size. And they actually run more than 7 stores currently off the one StoreConnect installation. They have another dozen or so stores getting built, and they were able to optimize their click and collect process to a point where they saw a 35% uplift in revenue as a result of moving on to StoreConnect. And to show you some of their websites, this one was built in about 5 weeks or 6 weeks with them. Then they built this website themselves on the same StoreConnect and Salesforce installation. Then they launched this one without even telling us, which was Hamilton the Musical. Then they launched this one in US dollars over in America. And then this one in Great British Pounds in the UK. So, sorry, no, this one's US dollars. So each of those stores are all running off the one Salesforce org and the one StoreConnect license. And this is a very powerful feature of StoreConnect. And all 5 of those stores, in fact, all of their stores are being run by a part-time marketing manager and a part-time StoreConnect Salesforce admin. Ivanhoe Cycles is another one of our companies that are on StoreConnect. They're one of our launch partners, and they have 4 retail locations and over 18,000 products. They're going to be our launch partner with our point of sale system in a couple of months, and we'll be definitely working through those issues before we release it to the general public. But this is their website. If they want to update this image at the top, they do it in Salesforce, and they actually do this almost every day. If you want to search for, some shoes, you can go and search for shoes on the website, and there's 18,000 products, and you can see it's very snappy in terms of launching and loading and being able to pick the shoes you want and do what you need to do. We have variant options, pricing, and if they want to change any of this, they just do it in Salesforce. Here's an example of a promo code that they have on their website, encouraging people to sign up and put that promo code in during checkout, and that then goes live and gives that person that discount on the way through. SellAid is one of my favorite companies that we've got on StoreConnect. This company signed up for Salesforce on the 14th of August, and the entire website was live on the 16th of October. So in 2 months, we went from no website to a fully functioning live website that was doing pre-orders plus at the same time installed Salesforce into their organization with our StoreConnect partner and built that entire workflow and system. And as you can see, the website is beautiful. This is their worldwide store that includes GDPR compliance. And all of this is managed out of Salesforce and StoreConnect, allowing you to add and remove snippets as need be. And you can see here, this is a highly designed website. I'm just going to accept all there. Highly designed website. And this is actually a defibrillator. So it's an incredible product. You snap, peel, and stick, and it even calls the ambulance for you as it's happening. So they're going to save hundreds of thousands of lives worldwide for this. And this product costs as little as, well, let's go look. You can buy it online right now for 239 euros. Or if you're in Australia, it's $359. We also have a New Zealand store and a UK store, which will show it in pounds and New Zealand dollars. But this just gives you an example of how you can do multi-currency all on the one platform. So we just had a question, which I might answer towards the end, around being partnerships. Actually, I'll do it now. So we're a Salesforce partner. Do we need to be a StoreConnect partner to sell your license? So we have a partner program. You don't have to be a StoreConnect partner, but you don't sell our license. We sell it to the clients. However, being a StoreConnect partner means you get a whole heap of partner benefits around support, access, training, and even ongoing benefits on the partner program, which Virginia can contact you directly with. Actually, Virginia can probably answer that question straight to Ahmed. Good. So let me do a live demo and we'll go from there. So what I'm going to show in the live demo is a couple of small things. So first off, we're going to go into Salesforce, which is always, a good place to start. And we'll do a couple of things here just to prep. We'll sign into the service console and launch Omnichannel so that we can answer any questions coming in from our user. And here's the dashboard that comes up when you install StoreConnect. It's a standard Salesforce dashboard. And here's our demo store, which is hooked up to that Salesforce environment. It's our Bold Sport demo store. And I'm currently logged in, so I'll just log out so that we can show the actual process of what we're going to do here. And I'll go in to so this is our Bold Sport store, as I said, and we'll go in and we'll make a booking. So first off, let's go and book a spin class. So we'll take the advanced spin class, we'll book it there, we'll add that to the cart. Then we'll go to the gym. And there's this lovely pair of shoes over here, which I'll purchase some yellow ones to show you our stock management solution. You can see the pickups available at the warehouse, but I'm just going to buy them and we'll get them shipped. While we're in here, we'll buy this bike bundle that I've seen. So this is a CPQ bike bundle where we've got 2 options that you can purchase, and you need to buy one of each in order to make it purchasable. So as you can see, I wasn't able to purchase it until I selected both a helmet and a shoe. So I'll add that bundle to the cart. Then we'll go get a supplement over here. And we'll start with a vanilla at 250. It's out of stock. Okay, well, I could buy the 500 grams. That's in stock. But actually, let's purchase that monthly instead. So I'm going to get half a kilo of this protein powder. I really want to bulk out every month moving forward. So we add that to the cart. And now we've got our cart, we can go do our checkout. At this stage, I remember that I'm a member and I get discounts. So I can sign in here. And when I sign in, automatically my discounts are applied to the orders that don't already have discounts in this case. But if I go back to the gym, I can see that all the products are now updated to my pricing with my discounts. This means that you can run a B2B and a B2C store on the same platform. And your B2B customers can be using a different price book to your B2C customers. Good. So now we'll do our checkout. This data here has been pulled in from Salesforce directly. So we'll just continue on for that. And then we've got our click and collect or shipping. So we'll just do click and collect. We'll say when we want to pick that up and go next. These terms and conditions can be modified according to what's in the cart. We can then do a credit card payment. We could also do it on account. So we have an account balance feature within StoreConnect where you could have a credit limit that you pay against. And when you run out of that credit limit, you can pay the balance via the credit card. But in this case, we'll just do a direct credit card transaction. There we go. Now that's going to be processing in the background live with Stripe. And then it's going to give us our order, which is right here. So this just gives you an idea about how rapidly we can go about creating an order and getting that set up. And that's now synchronizing live into Salesforce. So while I'm here, I'll just put down that I'm attending. I could put down a friend of mine or whoever else I need to attend. But while I'm in here, I can go edit my account information directly here. This is live in Salesforce. If I change my name here, it changes it in Salesforce. We can update the shipping information. We can see all of the previous orders that we've done on the platform. And as you can see, I've done this demo a lot, but there's our order right there. If we wanted to reorder it, we could, which puts it straight back into the cart like this. Boom, that's now back in the cart, ready to go. I'll empty the cart so I don't have to do this again. But we can go look at our subscriptions. And we can pick up a subscription here that we've got, maybe this one, and we can update the payment details on that or cancel that subscription directly from the login without any extra licensing requirements whatsoever. Good. So while I'm in here, we'll go look at that order that we were at. And we'll chat with the expert. And we've realized we want 2 lots of those protein powders. So I'll put in the details. Need 2 powders. So we'll start chatting. And of course, this will come up within our digital engagement. We can open this up within Salesforce. And we can see that they want 2 lots of powder. And sure, I can fix that. So the customer support rep can instantly pull up the fact, all the past chats we've had with this customer, just as you would normally expect, their details. But most importantly, we can pull up their contact and we can see every order that they've just placed. So there's the order that just came through for the 2 protein powders that he wants changed. So we can open this up. We can go find that protein powder here. We can edit it and we can set that to 2. And in a minute or so, that will update that order form. So we can go back to the chat and say, that's done. Please wait a moment and pay the balance. I'll let you know when. So we can push that through. And then on the chat, they see that communication and the person can send them the URL with the payment balance once that's synchronized across, which does take a little minute. So we'll come back into that in a second. While we're in here though, let's have a look at that order object. And you can see we've got our bold shoes here, the sneakers. So let's go have a look at those. We can see the sneakers are all in Salesforce. All the details about the sneakers are in here. We're using standard price books. We can see the imagery. We don't actually save the images in Salesforce. We save them on a content delivery network just to save on cost. We can see the stock level here. So we've actually got 33 on hand and 22 available to sell, which means we have 11 orders worth of sneakers sitting in various stages ready to sell. So we can go look at that stock level. We can see that bold product and see what's available and where's available. So we'll go back to our chat with our customer and tell them, please pay the balance of your order at this URL. So that's gone through to that client. They can now click that URL and there it says pay the balance. They can click that pay the balance and put that balance in on the credit card. We'll use that same test credit card to pay the balance. That's now paid, shows there's no balance to pay here. And in fact, if we come back to our order over in Salesforce, my computer doesn't die on me. Go on, computer. I'll just reload that page and we should be good to go. Good, so the client's paid that balance. We can now go look at that. Of course, now it refreshes. Just give me 1 second. This is the problem and the benefit of doing a live demo. occasionally you get these fun little situations that come up. Let's go another way. Oh, is it up? Let's just search for the order in here. There it is. So we'll go find that order. We can see that that payment's come through. There's the balance already paid. So now we can mark that order as activated, current status. We can go ahead and pick that order. And as soon as we pick it, StoreConnect's going to fire off another email to the customer. And these are just classic email templates. And then when we ship it, an interesting thing's going to happen. It's going to first email the customer, but also if we go look at the product and we go look at that stock level, you can see the count on hand's gone down. So with that stock level, we've now shown that 4 of those items were sent out on that order. So that's automatically captured within Salesforce and StoreConnect so that you're not having to play around with that. Good. Alrighty. Now, there's a bunch of questions in there. Another, which I'll get to in a moment, around the CMS and all that sort of thing. So this is our dashboard. Of course, if we refresh this dashboard now, it's going to update with the latest sales. And this is a fantastic feature for customers to see what's happening on their store. And it really drives a lot of engagement with Salesforce itself. There's a lot of questions around the CMS and how we build that. This is all done within Salesforce from here. We have pages, content blocks, articles, article categories, media, menus, menu items, and themes. And they're all standard Salesforce objects that you edit within Salesforce. Someone asked if we use React or all that sort of thing, or Lightning Web Components or Experience Builder. No, we don't. Not at this stage anyway. If we can support that in the future, we will. But currently, it's impossible to do the sort of scalable approach that we do with that, simply because we export all that data off onto our Heroku server running that has that really fast page load time and that sort of thing. So right now, you build it with themes and templates. But let me give you an example. Say we're at the Bold Sport page over here, and I need to change this text. I don't know where it is on the website. I can just go over to Salesforce. I can search for that text. There's the content block that the text is in. And now I can come in here. It's a template with image to text overlay. It's got a full width hero image. I can go down and I can change that text down here and change that information. But if I wanted to do something really complex, I could also do that. So if we have a about page, I think there's one on this. Yes, there is. So this is got some custom JavaScript popping up. It's got some content in it, all of this sort of stuff. So let's go find this page within Salesforce. And there's the About Us page. There it is down the bottom. So you can see that I've injected content here within the content block. And this uses Markdown and Liquid to do this sort of content management. So if you did want to put in JavaScript in here, you can. You can wrap things in spans and colors and drop down to HTML if you wish. Content pages generally, though, have content blocks associated with them. So that's where the pop-up alert came from. It's a content block on this page. It's got the web to lead form in there. If I wanted to change the sequence, I just change the sequence there and allow it to be managed. But we have a whole range of stuff and help articles that can teach you how to set up StoreConnect and do the web design on the pages. Good. So that's the live demo. How do we get started? And then what I'll do is I'll show you these next steps, and then we'll circle back to some of those questions and I'll go over them more completely. So first off, you can install it from the App Exchange. That QR code gets you straight to our App Exchange link, which I'll open up there and show you in a second. You install it into a sandbox or partner demo org. I mean, you can do it live if you want and put it in your production org, but we don't recommend that. Your installation has a fully capable StoreConnect license. So there's no gated features or anything. You get all the features out of the box. You can add CPQ if you want for bundling support. And StoreConnect sandboxes start from $149 USD a month, paid month to month. So you can get started on that straight away. We have a quick start video and tutorial. So go to help.storeconnect.com. And if we go to this page, actually just show you, that's our App Exchange link. You can install that directly into your org. We have this tutorial on our website, which Virginia's put in the chat. Get commerce up and running in an afternoon with Salesforce. You can follow this entire tutorial from start to finish in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And at the end of it, you'll have a product available to be purchased on a live store within Salesforce. And we highly encourage you to go through this all the way through start to finish, and you'll have your store up and running in an afternoon. We also have our quick start video. So over here, if you go to our help website and go to our quick start video, this video is 13 minutes long, and it includes every configuration step you need to go from creating a demo Salesforce org, a free trial, installing StoreConnect, and setting up every step you need to go all the way to selling a hoodie online on the internet live and have that data end up in your Salesforce org. So 13-minute video, start to finish, does the whole thing. So feel free to watch that. I made it as short as possible, and yeah, that will help you out. If you have any questions, contact us at support@getstoreconnect.com. Now, we're expecting some fairly high demand, so our provisioning servers might take a little bit of time. So if you experience any slowdowns, just contact us. We'll let you know and fix it up for you. We also have our admin certification program. This takes you through all the steps you need to learn how to be a StoreConnect administrator. And that's also available on our website here. If you're on our help website, just search for certification like this and you'll find it. There it is. So this goes through all the steps. We're actually turning this into a free online course as well that you'll be able to just sign up for and do. But it takes you through all the steps with all the appropriate help articles linked. And at the end of that, we will give you a StoreConnect certificate and hopefully send you some leads and send you some clients. So how to stay in touch. So I'll leave this page up while I go through some of the questions that we have and deep dive a little bit more into those. And let's get into some of these questions. But this is how you can get in touch with us. We've got Virginia, who's our partner manager. She looks after all of our partners. So if you have any partner inquiries, get hold of Virginia. If you have any sales inquiries, get hold of Gavin. And then let's get into the questions. So Barbara asks, sorry, I'm joined late. No problems. We'll send you the recording. Could this product replace my Shopify store? Absolutely, 100%. So that is the whole purpose of StoreConnect. It can replace your Shopify store and also any WordPress site you have, your WooCommerce store, BigCommerce. It's a small to medium business replacement for those solutions. Daniela asks, was that page build an experience builder? How's it working for B2C and B2B? So it's built using our content management system. So if we go to our help website, where are we? We can go in here under documentation. There's a whole section here on how to design and set up the store, how you do theme designing, adding favicons, building pages, creating content blocks, uploading media, changing the menus, menu structure, navigation, all that sort of thing. Gavin, which other questions needed a bit more help on answering? If you have any that you think I should answer, just let me know, but I'll just pick the next one off the list. Let me just have a look here. Good. So we answered the page builder one. For the chat feature, digital engagement license is needed. Sorry, Gavin?
Bookings and attendees.
Yeah, so the bookings and attendees function, that's all done within Salesforce and StoreConnect as well. So I don't know if I can dive too heavily into that, but if we look here, we've got our bookings app. We can go open bookings. We can see all the bookings that have come in, what they've booked for. You can see I've booked for a lot of spin classes, but I can go look at that booking. I can see when it's booked. I can see the contact that booked it. If there was a different attendee or the same attendee, it's in here. I can capture their first name, last name if they're not an existing contact. We can mark if they've attended or not, which is important because you might want to capture that attendee booking and when they're coming. And all of that sort of data is booked in directly within StoreConnect. We can see the order product that they booked and when they booked, and all that sort of data is available for you. Good. The chat feature, digital engagement. Yep, we answered that one. Do you have a comparison fact sheet containing StoreConnect with Salesforce B2B and B2C? So we have some comparisons for Shopify and BigCommerce. Really, when you would look at using B2C and B2B commerce is much larger companies that are going to go through that whole digital transformation with Salesforce. StoreConnect is a small to medium business solution. B2B, B2C is more of a mid to enterprise level solution. So that's really when you would do the differences. That's the feature comparison. Otherwise, they're very similar in what they do. How different is it from Demandware? Well, it's a lot cheaper. It's targeted at the small to medium business market. You can start with StoreConnect, including your Salesforce licenses, for as little as $500 US a month, just to give you an idea, right? So that we can scale quite large, but we'll never be the e-commerce solution for Nike or something. It's just not what we do. We are small to medium business. We're not mid-market to enterprise. I'd like to talk to someone about my complex sales models. Yeah, Barbara, absolutely. Get hold of Gavin, and he'll help you have that conversation. So just send Gavin an email and we'll go from there. I'll scroll through some of these other questions here. So you're saying one storefront license for $2.99 a month and can have multiple businesses with its own B2C. There are some limits on the number of storefronts per license, our small, medium, and large. We are currently reevaluating that. The small plan will allow you to have up to 10 different B2C or B2B storefronts on it and allow you to run those storefronts straight out of Salesforce automatically. And each of those storefronts could have its own product price book category on it and listing and all that sort of thing. But you'll want to go to the higher plans, just depending on transactional volume. So how many transactions you're doing. And we'll be sharing and updating that product data soon with our new pricing that's coming out this week, and we'll be emailing everyone with that data. Some really great questions coming in here. Do you see it fit for a supermarket with more than 10,000 orders per day? It would work, absolutely. So with our point of sale system, you'd probably want that coming in. You wouldn't necessarily be able to do like customer self-serve checkout and that sort of stuff. I think right now, probably not a great fit for a supermarket, but in a year or so, when we've really bedded down our point of sale solution and have that really humming along, you could totally use it for that. But that would be something to keep in touch with us on. Great question. I've never had anyone ask me if it could be used for a supermarket. So that's great. Do you have to include compatibility with new revenue products, subscription management? We don't have quite. So the new revenue product, obviously, that's come out, we're still evaluating how that works. At the simplest level, though, our subscription product could just trigger and update the appropriate subscription products within Salesforce and use it that way. So all of our data ends up in Salesforce. In fact, if you go look at our documentation site here, go down the bottom, we have a full listing of all of our StoreConnect objects that we have available. And these are all the standard objects we use. And when you go and look at one of these objects, it has all of the fields that we add to those objects, allowing you to go and edit those and update them and know what they do within the platform. So we've put a lot of work into our documentation so that you can play with that. Do you handle behavioral emails like abandoned carts and emails? So that's a great question. We can do this a number of ways. First one, when a cart comes in, after a certain number of hours, which you can configure, that cart will be changed to an abandoned cart, which will then trigger an email chain. But you can also fully just export all of that data straight into Marketing Cloud and run all of those transactional communications from Marketing Cloud. And that is completely doable, and our customers do that. Again, all of our data is in Salesforce. So anything that you could do with data within Salesforce, you can do with StoreConnect because it's the same data. So our clients use Marketing Cloud for that. They might use Pardot. They might use Pendula for SMS communications and conversations via SMS. All of that works because it's all just built on top of Salesforce. I hope I answered your question, Sanjeev, about how long it takes to install StoreConnect. You can be up and running this afternoon for a simple store, obviously, but more complex stores, it really just comes down to data management, how long it takes you to export all that data and turn it into a CSV and upload it and do the web store design. I mean, the design of the store can take a couple of weeks if you really know what you're doing, maybe a month if it's your first, and getting all that data in there, that's really the complex bit. So it really comes down to the quality of the data that you're starting with. If you're migrating an existing store, if you're setting up a brand new store, obviously that's a bit easier because you're not having to migrate anything. But as long as you can get that data in a clean state, that will be pulled across. Awesome. Looks like we've answered most of the questions. If there are any others, please feel free to reach out, and I will. Suresh got in there quickly with the last question. Any storage limitations like static content? Yeah, but they're in the gigabytes of hundreds of gigabytes of storage. So on our pricing page, it shows that, and you can go check that out. But our CDN, I think, comes with 10 gig of image storage on the small plan. I mean, just to give you an idea. So you can easily add more capacity to that quite happily. All right, we're almost at the end. I'll be sending this off back to Virginia. We will be sharing this presentation, and Virginia, over to you.
Thanks, Michael. And thank you everyone for your questions. That was great. So as Michael said, we will be sharing the recording and the slide deck. And in that chat, I've put all the various contacts for us. Please reach out to us if you'd like to learn about becoming a partner. And if you have any customer questions or questions about installing StoreConnect yourself, we're very, very happy to answer. And thank you for attending, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Thank you very much.